Leo, hello, and welcome to your summer 2024 shapeshift reading, where we're looking at the shape you're shifting out of, the shape you're shifting into, and what that shapeshift looks and feels like for the summer season. I'm Andy, I'm your reader, and I'm joined today by the whole Kim Krans set. So we're gonna start with the animal deck, get into the archetypes, and finish with the wild unknown, of course. So, Leo, it's your birthday season. Happy birthday. All right, let's see the shapeshift for our Leos this summer. Okay, 2 cards already came out. Okay. Okay, we're in insects. From the bee to the spider. Whoa. So you're shifting from the bee to the spider, and already it just gives this energy of like shifting from sort of flitting everywhere to this like busy, like I don't know, maybe it's like a very social vibe, very networky vibe, very much like I pollinate this and I pollinate this and I this and this and I pick up this from this person and that, you know, it's that energy to a spider, which is much more like, okay, now I need to create my space. The bee here, it's cool actually. The imagery is really similar. They're both in this circular, these like circular lines on the art in the card. But the bee is definitely just like flying through the air, flying through midair. And the circular lines around it are like the energy emanating off of it. Interestingly, sort of like sending out this homing signal of like, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for this. And then the spider is whereas the bee is like seeking, going from flower to flower, seeking what it needs, the spider is rooting, creating a space to catch what it needs. Cool. Okay. Let's use the archetypes to see what that shapeshift from bee to spider looks and feels like for Leo this summer. Okay, it's always too much. Too many cards. One card, please. It's like every card wants to flip. Which one is it? I know it's partly because my hands are too small for this deck. Okay, what does it look like for Leo to shift from the bee to the spider? I just heard creating your own space. The sword. Whoa. What? It's like a shift from night to day, or day to night rather. Day to night, because let's look at this together. Oh my God, I love when the imagery does this. It's so satisfying. I mean, look at that. The left half of the sword card shows this bee, you know, flying around during the solar light of the sun during the day, being this very like daytime solar creature. And then the sword shifts into nighttime. And then we get this like full moon out at night when the spider is like weaving its web and the light of the moon and the stars is glistening off of the spider's like dewy woven silken threads. Leo. I'm into it. Okay, let's read. Let's read a bit about the bee. And like elementally, we have the air element in the bee card. You're shifting from the air to the earth element in the spider card to the earth. From the air to the earth, to something much more grounded, to like from like a mental space maybe where things are just being theorized or imagined or conceived of, into like, okay, let's create this now. Let's make this a space, make this a real thing. Whoa. Ugh, such cool reading. Okay, B, where are you? I wish this was in alphabetical order. Drives me nuts. Okay. Kim Krans, are you listening? I know she's got her own order for things. All right. Earnest, hardworking, democratic. The bee personality is a delight to be around, Leo. We know this. Okay. Especially where there's a team project on the horizon. Bees love to work steadily and thoughtfully until the final task is complete. They are sensitive creatures, aware of many subtleties at once. Since they're artists at heart, they usually add creative details to the overall vision. For the most part, they have bustling, joyous personalities until they're too tired from all the work, and then they gripe, and then they sting. When in balance, the bee is content, active, and vibrant. When out of balance, overworked and annoyed. To bring this bee into balance, you need a mini vacation. Cute. Okay. So then we shift into the earth and we look to the spider. I love that they're both insects. It's really, really beautiful. Okay, where's the spider? The creator of prosperity through life's work. Okay, the one who creates prosperity through their life's work. The spider is an ingenious creator. Its greatest gift is weaving the thread of dharma. I think that means like purpose. Into a vast, intricate web that can support the spider and those around it. Big fourth house energy here. Both financially and spiritually. It is hard work, but the spider neither tires nor becomes impatient. There's like a diligently working. B, this card reminds us that creativity is everywhere. Be process oriented rather than results oriented. Be process oriented, because the spider knows the web will get there. You know, like there's no world in which the spider cannot finish its web. So there's no rush. It's just connecting the dots, spinning the thread, making the connections connect as it goes around to form something really strong. Soon your work will become like the weaving of a magical, priceless tapestry. Abundance follows. When in balance, the spider is appreciative, enthusiastic, and prosperous. When out of balance, it is discouraged, tired, or forlorn. Bring into balance through power, playful creativity. Okay, interestingly that like when out of balance, both the bee and the spider are tired and overworked. And the spider takes it to that next emotional level of almost like feeling forlorn. And the way to bring it into balance is like a mini vacation or like play, creativity, like remembering those creative aspects. There also may be a shift here for you, Leo, of like a more external energy where you are like socializing with the bee and like working with others and doing all this sort of like outward stuff. And then there might be a shift for you this summer where now you start to pull it in and you start to get this like inward focus where you're like, okay, well, what do I want? What am I building? Like from the inside out, you know, those like silken threads from the spider come from their insides. It's wild. What are the threads that naturally come from my insides that I'm going to pull? Interesting that I'm pulling from the heart, Leo. Leo associated with the heart. What threads do I pull from my heart, and how will I weave them into something supportive for me? The shift from like us to me, from like finding and seeking to rooting and supporting and building the infrastructure necessary to support your life's work. This is your life's work, Leo. It's incredible. I mean, like, and this reading could be as literal for you as like, I need to find my own space. I need to get my own apartment. I need to finally like find a space that I can call home. It could be that instead of like, oh, I've been floating, moving from place to place, or like crashing on couches or whatever that is. And now I need to find and create my own space that can truly support me. Again, big fourth house vibes. Okay. Let's read the sword. Okay. Boom. The knife, the blade, the weapon. To use the sword is to decide. The blade separates one reality from another. The choice is made and all else falls away. If you find the sword in your grasp, you can no longer hesitate. This weapon requires a clear and decisive mind with a willingness to act. An onlooker may think the sword bearer is hasty and violent, but the most compassionate and responsible gesture is one that is honest, swift, and accurate. Our first encounter with the sword is at birth, when the cord we share with the mother is cut. This moment defines our separation from her and begins our journey of becoming ourself. We must make these cuts again and again if we are to grow. Decisions shape our life, and the sword is an infamous shaper of destiny. What? Kim Krans. The sword as a shaper of destiny. Ugh. Boundary making. Yes, the spider is making boundaries, whereas the bee is kind of just like hoeing all over the place for all of the pollen. And then the spider is like, no, you know what? I'm going to make a boundary, and the pollen, the juice, the juicy bugs are going to come to me. Interesting. Boundary making, prioritizing, and clarifying are all gestures made possible by the sword. The sword is a metaphor for the pen. You writers out there, creators, the pen and the brush, the artist's fierce and graceful tools. Beautiful. Okay, contemplate the Buddhist philosophy of the first and second arrow. Swing the sword once with precision and commitment. More than that will be painful for all involved. Yeah, Leo, you want to be decisive and you want to hit it on the first mark. You know what I mean? Like, oof. Otherwise it gets messy. We know this. Okay. The sword is cutting through to what is essential. When imbalanced, it's hasty, backstabbing, a dull, painful blade. So it's like really important to sharpen your focus so that you are creating something truly supportive, so that you're not like making this flimsy web and then inviting everybody over and then it all kind of like collapses under the weight. No, you want to be very clear, very decisive in what you're building and how you're building it. Okay, she tells you if you want to go deeper into the sword energy, look at Marina Abramovic, I'm always saying it wrong, Marina Abramovic's Rhythm series. Watch her, she's a performance artist, watch her Rhythm series. And maybe listen to Caravaggio's Judith beheading Holofernes? I don't know that. We'll have to look into that, okay? Very cool. Leo, there's something happening this summer that is drawing you in, that is rooting you down, that is giving you the tools as the bee, you've gathered all the tools you need now to weave your life's work in place, in support, in a web that can support you and maybe even others. So be decisive, be clear, and cut once. And cut right the first time. Okay? Okay, no pressure. You're gonna be fine. Wow, okay, we need to get into this now. If this reading is resonating with you so far, I'm gonna grab the Wild Unknown, I'm gonna use the Liminal Space Oracle. We're gonna do a whole other reading basically to clarify this. So if you're into that, the link is in the description box below this video to watch the full Leo summer shift reading in the shifting space, which is a space of community where we all investigate these readings together throughout the entire summer season. We watch the readings together. We loop in the astrology. There's a space where we chat on Discord. It's a great little community. So if this is interesting to you and you want to be part of this investigative tarot astrology process, I invite you, come to the shifting space and join us. If you're looking for a more personal reading, since it is your birthday season, check out my full circle offerings. You can do a one-off reading where we pull a card for every month of your next solar year from this birthday to next birthday. And I'll do your annual perfections for your astrology for this next year. We can do a one-off reading, or you can take that reading and let it be an ongoing personal astrology tarot relationship with me, and we'll go month by month and connect throughout a whole year together. So either way, if you're interested in that, links in the description. Leo, it's your birthday. It's a great time for you, and this reading is you getting really solid. It's awesome. Okay, let's get into it.